AMN DriveTime is sponsored by Aishin, your trusted and reliable source for aftermarket automotive components and technology. Visit AishinAftermarket.com for more information.
Emily, welcome to AMN DriveTime, sponsored by our good friends at Aishin.
Awesome, thank you for having me.
This is sort of AMN DriveTime on the road because we are at the NAPA Now event in Las Vegas in mid-April. And it's quite an event that it kind of started last night and it's going to roll out today and really get moving, right?
Yes, we're really excited to have you here to experience everything. Hopefully you'll get to get into the floor and see all the different vendors that are here, the auto care opportunities, so you can really see everything going on.
Yeah, we're excited to be here. So, Emily, you have 20 years of experience as a strategic marketing leader. Why don't you share your career background for the benefit of our audience and how you got to NAPA? Sure.
So I started out in 2004. Right out of college, I went to the University of Georgia. I graduated from the Grady School of Journalism there, which is a big one. So it was really a great experience. And then I started on the agency side. So I started in media strategy, so putting together plans for our clients, making sure, like we do now, that we're understanding who their customer is and we're talking to them in the right places at the right time. I actually had a client, O'Reilly was my client for a while there, about 8 years. So it got me into the aftermarket space. And then from there, I went to a smaller agency in Atlanta. I was there for a few years. And then I went back to kind of the bigger agency life at Zenith. Had a few different clients there, Georgia Pacific, really getting into different fields. And then I actually, after that, went to Coca-Cola. So it was a great, exciting time. You know, I grew up in Atlanta, so being able to work for Coca was great. And it's a funny story. I actually saw a friend that I used to work with at one of our agencies at the Braves game. And I said, oh, hey, Mark, how's it going? You know, talking to him. And I said, you know, kind of kidding, but, oh, do you guys have anything open at NAPA? And he said, we do. So I sent him my resume, went through the interview, and then it brought me to NAPA. So I'm excited to be back with the aftermarket, having that experience and just seeing, you know, learning the ropes. NAPA is a complicated but great business.
So what year did you start with NAPA then?
I started January of 2020.
Oh, so
exciting time.
You've been there a while. Yeah, January, and worked from home right away, probably, right?
Yes.
After March 13th or whatever
right.
it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in 2025, Emily, and you've obviously been a big part of it, NAPA launched a fresh take on the iconic NAPA Know How, the pros that know tagline. Kind of reintroduced that. Tell us kind of what spurred that on. How's it going? What were your thoughts putting that new initiative in place?
Sure. So we, you know, in 2024, we really got tight on who our customer was. So we really got back to our B2B customers. So we wanted to make sure as we were talking to them that we came up with a campaign that really focused on our different parts of the business. So if we think of our independent shops, as we think of our fleet customers, we really wanted to make sure that what we were bringing to life was talking to them. So we took those insights, we talked to a lot of different people at the company, we talked to our auto care council, just making sure we were understanding all of the different things that they needed to run their business. So from that, we came up with the Pros That Know campaign. So we really like that because as we think of the professional, which they are, we're servicing them as the professional, but we at NAPA are also the professional. So we wanted to make sure that that came through in the campaign. And then as we were thinking of the campaign, so again, the Pros That Know is the campaign, but our 100-year anniversary is this year. So as we were thinking of the history and kind of getting back to our roots, we decided to bring Know How back. So we were really excited to be able to do that. As you mentioned, we kind of had a little bit different in terms of how it sounded, but again, people overarchingly are really excited about Know How being back. We use the term all the time, so it was really, again, getting back to the knowledge that NAPA had and can provide to our customers.
Yeah, last night when Bro spoke to the entire group, he spoke about that directly, that your customer is really the professional technician and the real focus to make sure you're getting to the person who's throwing away the NAPA box every day.
Exactly. And it was a real good partnership too with our store owners. Again, like I mentioned, we took what we were doing through the Auto Care Council, but also them, because we wanted to get their insight. They're the ones that are talking to the customers, dealing with them daily, so we wanted to make sure that it resonated. And so we had glowing remarks from both sides, so we're really excited to put it into market this year.
Yeah, because it's got to work for the distribution partners because
right.
the vast majority of their actions with the pros, right? It's
exactly.
with the professional technician.
Right.
So they had to be very excited. So we saw a NAPA promo video on LinkedIn emphasizing that NAPA wants to make your business our business. through a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service. Walk us through that and what's in it for the customer, meaning the person, quote unquote, throwing the box away.
Sure. So as we put together our strategy, again, we have our national campaign that I just talked about, and then we have two other pillars that we wanted to make sure that we spent time on and that all of the messaging we were trying to get out there came through. So as we think of product, and that's one of the videos that you saw, we have a whole slate of different products that we're focusing on this year. We work closely with our category teams to understand what it is that we want to be talking about on the products at different times of the year. We actually have a new promotional strategy that we rolled out this year, working very closely with the category team. So we as a company would be talking about the same thing throughout the year down to the salespeople. So we're really excited to roll that out. So one of the things that we did was create these videos. So on our YouTube site, we wanted to make sure that, again, we're talking to that B2B customer so that they're understanding not only the value of NAPA, but what is it about the product? What is it that's more technical that will help them in their day-to-day? So that's the second piece, the product. And then the third is our local piece. So we have, as we talked about, a number of independent stores, so we wanted to make sure that as they were putting together their marketing materials that they, one, understood what we were doing nationally, and then had the opportunity to use those assets to tag them locally, and then as well as just making sure that we had the lines open, so if they needed anything from us, we could make sure that they had it.
Terrific. So you are the senior marketing leader at NAPA, and you got to be integral in talking about and promoting the 100-year anniversary. You know, 100 years, we're 105 years old.
I remember.
Well, sometimes, is it good to be 100 and 105? Is it seen as a positive, is seen as a negative, right? In today's world, I'm sure you wrestle with this. But talk about marketing's role, which has got to be critically important, in the myriad of initiatives planned throughout the year to acknowledge and celebrate the 100-year anniversary.
Right. So marketing, we have a big role in it. Everybody in the company, we want to make sure that everyone is experiencing the 100-year and feeling happy and proud to be part of it at NAPA. So we've had a lot of different events that are going on. This is one of them. So again, bringing together our supplier community, our owners, our sales team, our headquarters, just making sure everybody can really feel the 100 years. We started in January, so we had a few things that we're rolling out, things in terms of looking at stores, having receipts with the 100-year logo. Some things that are a little bit smaller but make a big difference as we're trying to get that out into the world. We'll have some different things at headquarters that we'll have in May. So May 4th is our actual 100-year anniversary. So we'll have some celebrations there throughout the month of May. Our field teams will have celebrations with their teams, making sure that everybody, takes part in it. We've done a lot in terms of production. So for social specifically, we have different pieces of content that will be coming out monthly to celebrate really looking back at the heritage. We have some things that we're doing with our racing sponsorships and partners. We'll have something celebrating the 100-year. We'll have a big weekend across all of them, so that's coming up in a few weeks. And then really just making sure, you mentioned some of the swag that we have here. We have some 100-year logoed items that people can get. It's a collection that's a little bit smaller, but we wanted to make sure that everybody understands that they can be able to participate, that they could have that. And then we have a lot of ongoing things. We have a lot of things in our CSR space. So making sure that we have the community involvement, that there's different opportunities for people all over the country to participate. We're doing some wonderful videos with some people right here. So we're really excited about all of the production that we're doing with you all, not only on some of the product, but then also, on the road. So we're really making sure that we're trying to bring it to life and that everybody is seeing what we're doing and recognizing the 100-year.
It's a big deal. Someone once told me there's less than 1,000 companies in the United States that are 100 years or older.
I know
So it's an accomplishment, right?
It really is.
And I know you got a lot of stuff, exciting stuff moving forward too. It's right. You got the great tradition, but just hearing this stuff, being here for a day and a half, there's a lot of great things in the next many years ahead for NAPA.
Right, and that's what we wanted to do to make sure that obviously we've had such success that we're building on that and doing the things that we need to for our customers so that we can be there for the next 100 years.
So, Emily, it is tradition on DriveTime to do something we call the lightning round.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're just going to give me a quick answer off the top of your head.
Okay.
What's some of the best advice you've ever received?
Oh, some of the best advice. I guess I would say to be yourself, to make sure that as you're working, if I think of business and kind of in life too,
Sure.
that you are kind and that you're bringing people along. That's one of the things that I like the most. I feel like I have a good demeanor with people and just trying to make sure that people are, inputting into different things and that they feel the value.
You're a warm person, I can tell that, so that works. Share a fun fact about Sprayberry High School.
Ooh, okay. Well,
for the benefit of the audience, that's where you went to high school, as I understand it.
Yes, so Sprayberry was a great school to attend. It's the last time that I would say go Jackets. I went to the University of Georgia, which are the Bulldogs, and our rival school in-state is Georgia Tech, and they're the Yellow Jackets.
Oh.
But one of the great things about Sprayberry is there was a lot of great people there. I was in student government, things like that, so getting to participate in a lot of the school activities, it was always great. And I graduated in 1999, so that was also kind of a special time, the last of the millennia. So.
Yeah. Okay, this is an easy answer because you've already shared with the audience where you were before here, but Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Oh, always Coke.
Would you ever drink a Pepsi product?
I'm a fan of the Coke product. So I grew up, like I said, in Atlanta, so I was already a Coke fan even before I worked there.
Last one. I understand you have 2 sons. What is a favorite family tradition?
There's a lot. So both of my sons play sports, so I have twins. They're 14. They're actually going to high school next year, which I can't believe. So we spend a lot of time at baseball fields, at the golf course, so just kind of being together there. One thing that was really exciting and fun, one of the good things out of COVID is that we actually played a lot of family golf together. So towards the end of the days, we would go up there, and it was actually really fun just seeing them kind of blossom and learn and just being together.
Are they identical?
They're not.
Okay. I don't know if I have twins.
Oh, I didn't know.
28-year-olds, boy and a girl.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to show you some pictures. Jack and Charlie, get that plug in.
I'd like to see. We got to see pictures. Emily, great to have you on AMN Drive Time, sponsored by our friends at Aishin.
Great to be here. Thank you.